Welcome to my National Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my National Podcast. It is a good day for a book day, and I know you guys are excited to get right back on into sweet Venom. I know that I am, and I know that you are, because you guys are little cheeky bastards, and I know you guys love your little gooner books, you little gooners, you know what I mean? So, headphone warning. Put your headphones on right now, get on into the show, and let's do this dang thing. Obviously, we have our thread first, so we'll get into our thread. Our thread is, what's the most disgusting thing you've discovered about living with your girlfriend? All right? So let's see what disgusting things you whammons do that guys have noticed. All right? So let's see what's up. Okay, what is the most disgusting thing that you have discovered, right? Yes, about living with your girlfriend. She keeps her toothbrush and toothpaste in a cup pointed down. Said cup collects runoff water and gets disgusting. Like, just keep them pointed up in a holster that doesn't collect water. So I guess since she puts it down, it's just her toothbrush and her toothpaste are like in nasty water all day. I mean, I would just flip it for her. I ain't gonna lie to you. And look, man, what I've noticed is some people, they don't find certain things disgusting. And since they don't really find certain things disgusting like you do, sometimes, man, you just gotta let them do what they're gonna do. You gotta just let them do what they're gonna do. Like, I get it. It may be disgusting to you. And sure, you can mention it. Like, hey, that's kind of disgusting. There could be mold and this and that. But a lot of people, bro, they have to have something happen to them, or they have to have, direct consequences of something in order for them to actually change. Because you got to realize, man, a lot of people are extremely routined in just they build up habits, and they don't want to change those habits for anybody. And that's just kind of the way that goes. Like, I always say it on the show, like, people don't really change the way that we think that they do. It's one of those things where people will change, but it's like, I always say, for how long? They'll change for a month, they'll change for 6 months, they'll change for 8 months, they'll change for a year, they'll change for 3 years, but people tend to go back to their habits. People tend to go back to the things that are comfortable to them. They tend to go back to things that are normal for them. It's like, when you kind of think about it, people are just very stuck in their ways. And that's just the way we are as humans. It doesn't matter if you're a guy, you're a girl, black, white, Chinese, dirty knees. Look at these. It doesn't really matter. People are just... They're creatures of habit, is what I've noticed, in talking to people on the show, talking to people I know, talking to people just in general, like when I'm out and about, and just random people that I meet. And, like when I'm out, I like to talk to random people. That's just kind of my thing. Cause I don't think people really interact with people like that anymore. And it's funny because it actually like shocks people, like I just spark up a conversation with them. I'm like, oh, is that good? And they're like, yeah, it's pretty good, and it's weird. Like, you see, like, this grown ass man, this grown ass woman, and they're just freaked the fuck out because a random person decided to talk to them in real life. It's weird. It's absolutely crazy. But again, it's one of those things where we have been so conditioned to use our phones to talk to people, that when we talk to people in real life, it's a shock. You're like, what the fuck? Random person is talking to me, like, well, so I try to flex that muscle, as much as possible, and just stay out of my like recluse, because I'm a homebody person. I like to be at home all the time. And so, I like to when I'm out, I like to kind of pop that bubble a little bit and talk to people. That way I'm just a lot more sharper, especially for the show and things like that. But yeah, that's what I mean, though. It just kind of goes to the whole idea of we are creatures of habit. And so if I'm being honest with you, man, a lot of times telling her something, unless something happens, she gets gingivitis or some shit, you can't really, there ain't nothing saying anything to that, No, okay. All right. What is the most disgusting thing that you have noticed about your girlfriend after living with her? She never uses the shift key when she types. She turns the caps lock on and off. Okay, I feel attacked. I do this. Okay, I do this. Look, man, I never took a typing class. I never, you know what I mean? I'm still, I still be doing the index finger typing sometimes. I've gotten a little better at multi-finger typing, just a little bit. But I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I caps lock a lot. Yeah, I'm like, bro, like shift is for, like the ampersands and the little star, or you know what I mean, all the, like, where your numbers are on the keyboard, how there's like little symbols and stuff. I only think that shift is for that stuff. Caps lock is for that. It's to capitalize things in the middle of a sentence, to capitalize nouns, to capitalize certain locations, places, and people. Like, I think that's what the caps lock is for. Am I wrong? Am I wrong in that? Like, I feel attacked. Okay, I'm sorry to say, I feel attacked. Shift is for all of the special characters. Okay, shift is not to be used for capitalizing. All right, and I will die on that hill. You guys can be mad at me all you want. I will die on that hill. That is not disgusting. I am with your girlfriend. Like, I'm with her. I'm on her side. Fuck out of here, man. That's not cool. Hey, come on, man. I feel attacked, and I hope I'm not alone. I guarantee you there's going to be so many people, though, that are going to just be like, oh, bro, oh, you suck. Like, why are you, and hey, it's cool, bro. It's cool. You go ahead and you guys have your quote-unquote superior. I'm not going to say it is superior. No. It's superior only because you deem it that, because it's not. Caps lock is there for a reason. Okay, caps lock is there so that way you can capitalize things in the middle of your sentence if needed, or at the beginning. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments. Are you with me? You against me? Let me know, because I swear to Bob, am I wrong in that? I think shift is for the special characters and caps lock is to capitalize things. You guys let me know, though, because I feel attacked. Oh, God. All right. How dare you say I'm disgusting. All right. What is the most disgusting thing that you have found that your girlfriend does? Well, since you live together. Sorry, I'm burping. I love my fiance very, very much, but the used balled up tissues everywhere, I swear our apartment has added flammability to the amount of wadded up tissues being present. What? Is she blowing her nose all the time? Or like what is she using these wadded up tissues for? Because I don't use that many tissues. And don't get me wrong, like I'll be blowing my nose quite a bit throughout the day, you know what I mean? And I use one, but throw it away. Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you have them wadded up and just keep them around? Like, what are we doing here? It depends what's in it too. Like, I know that's even more disgusting, but it does depend on what's in it. Like, yeah, like, is there boogers in it, or is there something else in it, other fluids in it? Like, what's in that? I hope it's not something else. But hey, I don't know. You guys out there that have girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, like, does your partner do that? Do they have a lot of tissue? Now, I understand a lot of girls will use a fuck ton of toilet paper. That just annoys the absolute dog shit out of me. That girls use so much toilet paper. Literally opening the toilet seat and there's just a thick layer of fucking toilet paper over the water. I can't stand that. I don't know why women do that. I just don't get it. I really don't. Is it one of those things where it's like when you guys pee, the water like splashes on your butt, so that's what you do? And that's why you guys do that? Or like, you know what I mean? Because I know sometimes when you're taking a dump, okay, and you boo-boo in, sometimes the log is pretty heavy. And the log, It's called Poseidon's kiss. You know what I mean? The water just comes up and just gives you a little mwah, right on the brown starfish, you know? And so is it that reason? You know what I mean? Poseidon comes up and, you know, kisses your little pussy lip or something. You know what I mean? Like I really want to know the reason why women use so much fucking toilet paper. I swear to God, I had never bought more toilet paper in my entire life than when I lived with a woman. I swear to God, I was just like, we are buying toilet paper literally every other, like I would say every like 3 to 4 days we were buying toilet paper. And I'm like, dude. And then there'd be times where, like, I would come home, I'd take a shit so bad, and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to feel so great. You know, have you ever had that moment where you're driving home, you got to take a shit really bad. You get to the front door, you get the front door open, you know, you get your shoes off, you know, you drop your lunch bag or whatever you got in your hands at the time, you know what I mean? You sit on the toilet, you know, you just finally let it all out, and you're like, whoo, all right, time to wipe my ass. No toilet paper. No toilet paper. Why? Because your girl used it all up. Used it all up. And then you're sitting there waddling around the house with a dirty booty hole trying to get some toilet paper. Hey, man. Hey, man. Oh, it's the worst. And yes, this is personal. All right, this is personal experience. Okay, and the amount of times I've had to waddle my ass to the fucking cabinet or wherever we kept toilet paper at the time. You know, I'm waddling around the house with a dirty fucking butthole, man, just so I can go get a new roll of toilet paper because she's asleep. You know what I mean? She's asleep. So I can't really call out, you know, to be like, hey, babe, you know, can you give me a piece of toilet paper, I can't call out till she's asleep. I don't want to wake her up. And that's rude of me. How misogynistic is that to wake her up? I'd never. So I'm not going to wake you up. So, you know, I'm going to take one for the team and I'm going to walk around with a dirty asshole until I get me some toilet paper, and then I'm able to walk back to the toilet and I'm able to wipe my ass properly. You know what I mean? And finish up. Like, you know? But I'm being dead serious, bro. That's happened to me so many times. And I remember I had to sit her down and I had to be like, yo, what are we doing? What's up with all this toilet paper usage? You know what I mean? What's going on, man? Like you're not on your period. I understand if you're on your period, cool, whatever. But that's not what's going down right now. Like, what are we doing, bro? Hey, man. Yeah, I want to know. But like the whole tissue thing, yeah, I don't get why having wads of tissue all around. I don't know. You guys let me know if you know. Okay, what is the most disgusting thing that you have discovered living with your girlfriend? She peels her chicken nuggets and eats the skin and then the naked nugget. I mean, I don't think this is disgusting. Why would you think this is disgusting? I think she's just savoring her meal. You know? I'm all for savoring my meal, making it last longer. Think about it. I guarantee you she looked at it like, man, I'm eating my food too fast and I want to enjoy it a lot more. How can I do that? Oh, what if I peel the skin off my chicken nugget and now I got more chicken nugget? You know, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily more chicken nugget, but it seems like it's more chicken nugget. You know what I mean? I got the nice skin, you know, crispy, delicious. And then I got the nice white meat. I can, you know, dip in my dipping sauce. You know what I mean? A little sweet and sour, a little Szechuan, you know, a little honey mustard. Hell yeah. If you're eating ketchup with chicken nuggets, nigga, get out of my face. What the fuck are you doing? Hey, like go get cultured in some sauce, please. Okay? Motherfuckers that use ketchup, swear to God, that is the whitest thing ever. Alright? White people love ketchup and mayonnaise. Ugh. Oh, God. People who eat ketchup and mayonnaise, you're disgusting. Okay, you are disgusting. You're the most disgusting human being on planet Earth if you eat ketchup and mayonnaise put together. Oh my! No, bruh. No. We are not eating ketchup and mustard. No. Or ketchup and mayonnaise. I'm sorry, ketchup and mayonnaise. Disgusting. That is the most. I remember one time when I was a kid, right, and I was at a friend's house and his mom had made sandwiches with chips and pickles and stuff like that for us. And she put she had wheat bread. She put like turkey, ham, and then some bologna. And then she put ketchup and then mayonnaise on it. And you know, put it all together. I thought, oh, this is going to be a great sandwich. It's going to be a fantastic sandwich. I almost threw up. It was so hard to eat that sandwich. Oh my God. And I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to be mean. I think I was in middle school at the time, so I was probably like 12 or 13 at the time, and I didn't want to be rude. My parents taught me, hey, you know, if somebody's parents make food for you, like, you eat it, you be respectful, you know what I mean? Like, my parents always taught me to be respectful in other people's houses, respect their rules, you know what I mean, respect them and stuff like that. And so I've always been the type of guy where I'm like, you know what, yes, that 100%, you know what I mean? So I don't want to disrespect you by spitting out your food and telling you it's disgusting. So I sat there and I scarfed that shit down, and I told myself ever since then, never again. Never again, bro. Your boy was like Israel after 1945. I said never again. All right, never again, baby. We ain't ever gonna do it. Mayonnaise is, oh no. Mayonnaise is like the Third Reich to me. No, thank you. Like, bro. Oh God. But to go back to the chicken nugget thing. I don't know how I got off on these tangents. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me today. But, you know, when the conversation's good, the conversation's good. But, you know, I just think she's trying to just savor her meal. I don't see anything disgusting with that. You guys let me know what you think. You know, is that disgusting? Is it not? Let me know. All right. What's the most disgusting thing that, what is the most disgusting thing that you have discovered while living with your girlfriend? She puts ketchup on her chicken noodle soup.
What did he say?
Nah, bro. Nah. Y'all niggas are nasty. Y'all niggas are No. No. Look, man. Some things just don't need to go together. Okay? I'm sorry, but some things just don't. I am imagining it, and it's disgusting to me right now. Oh my God. It's not as disgusting as the dude who filled a small Coke can with a spit and drank it. That was still disgusting. That's always going to be the top spot. But this, why? Just why? There's so many other things you can put in your chicken noodle soup. There's so many things. And you're choosing to put ketchup in there? That's disgusting. Oh my God, that's disgusting. I would not be able to look at her the same. I would love her still. Don't get me wrong. I'd be like, yeah, you know, I still love you. I can't love you in the proximity of you eating chicken noodle soup. You know, I'm gonna love you from over there, but I ain't gonna love you in this proximity of this disgustingness that's going on right now. No thanks, babe. Love you though. I love you. But I ain't gonna love you in the proximity of this. This is disgusting. No, thank you. All right, like no, that ain't happening, brother. That is not happening. All right, we're gonna do two more in the thread. So, what is the most disgusting thing that you have discovered living with your girlfriend? I always knew that she had dozens upon dozens of tabs open at once, but one time I saw her minimized. I saw her minimized down to the desktop. Good God, the had thousands of things saved to her desktop. Did you know that once you fill up the desktop, things start stacking on top of each other? Her whole desktop was huge stacks of icons, none of it in any sort of order whatsoever. She has had a folder called To Sort, and in that folder is hundreds of random files, including another nested To Sort file with more shit in it. Presumably there are more To Sort files as you go deeper. I don't know how deep it goes, and frankly I don't want to know. That is crazy. At first I was feeling extremely attacked. Yeah, I'm talking about the monitor behind me and above my main monitor. Yeah, I have a lot of programs on my shit too. Okay. You know what I mean? But when he said that hers is so bad that it fills the entire screen to the point where shit is stacking on top of each other and it's no in real order, I'm like, okay, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Because I have like my general, and then I have my video games, and then on the like farther side over there, wherever, right here, I have more of like work files and shit like that. And so, but the fact that she just had them covering her whole thing, and they're like so much, it's stacked on top of each other, that's what's crazy to me. Like, I did not know that you could do that. But okay, here's the weirdest thing though. You know, for some reason, when we look at certain people's spaces and like their desks and their rooms or whatever the case may be, we see a mess. But for them, they see organized chaos, where they look at it like, I know where everything is and everything's kind of in its place, or it's easily accessible, or it's just kind of like an arm's length away from me. You know what I mean? Once I start organizing things, then that's when I lose them and I don't know where they're at and I can't find them. And I think that's how people feel about, like, certain people feel about organization. You know, me personally, I'm the type of person, I'm kind of like right in the middle. Okay. I'm a bit OCD, so I like to have a place for everything and everything is in its place, where, you know, like my desk, for instance, you know, behind me, it's like everything is kind of in its place and everything has a place on my desk, you know, and if I were to move it, I would then put it back in that same place, you know, and if I just see it a little bit off, I'll like adjust it, you know what I mean? And so for me, I'm just kind of right in the middle, where it's like, it's not really chaotic looking, but at the same time, it's more of, to other people, they look at it and they're like, I could never make sense of how you know, sit at this desk every day and you're able to get work done. You know, like that's how a lot of people look at my desk. They look at it like, I don't know how you could sit at this desk and get any work done. And for me, I'm just like, what do you mean? I am in a flow state. I am getting shit done. You know, I'm that guy in the movies where, you know, he's just hacker man, moving between monitors and computers and screens and doing my thing. I'd be in a flow state, you know, especially with the podcast. Like, I run so many things with the podcast where it's like I'm running Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you know what I mean? I was, you know, running streaming for a minute. So I was dealing with that too. And so then, you know what I mean? Dealing with all that, then you deal with thumbnails and you deal with editing and you just deal with so much, especially when you're in the social media space. And all my social media people, you guys know kind of like how it is. You know what I mean? You guys have dedicated phones for certain things. You guys have, cause I mean, dude, I would never have thought that I would own 4 iPhones. Okay, I'm sorry to say it, bro, but I never thought I would own that many phones. But the thing is just like, I don't have each phone dedicated to like a, what's it called? Social media or anything. No, it's like some phones are cameras, like the camera that you're watching me on right now. Some of them are cameras. Some of them, you know, deal with personal things. Some of them deal with, you know, podcast things. Some of them deal with, you know what I mean, emails and work, like my you know, personal job, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Same thing even with my computers. Like, I have computers that I have an all around computer, which usually is the one on my desk here. And then I have like the computer down below. That one is usually for more like editing and running softwares and running all the kinds of other things. And then obviously, you know, I have my MacBook that runs the show. And so it's like, I just have a whole bunch of things and a conglomerate of things where it's just like, you never really think, you know, you would ever need all this stuff, or you never, you know what I mean? Like, you try to keep it all organized. And I think for her, she just looks at it like, bro, to me, this is organized. It looks like chaos. It does. It looks crazy. Again, that's why I say when people, you know, come over and, you know, we do guest episodes and all that kind of stuff, people look at my desk and they're just like, dude, how do you get anything done? Like, it's overwhelming. And I'm just like, to me, bro, it's a flow state. I'm able to move from computer to computer and move, from thing to thing. And I'm just managing multiple things at once. It's just like, and I think that's what it is for her. She just looks at it like, bro, it's just organized fucking chaos. So, hey, it's what it is, man. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments, as well as everything we've gone over. If you are a guy out there, and I'll even extend it to the girls, you know what I mean? We'll say, what is the most disgusting thing that your partner does that you noticed when you were living with them, or then when you started living with them anyway? You know what I mean? Let me know down in the comments, all right? I want to hear these stories. And like I said, it doesn't have to be like actually disgusting, but just something that you find odd and weird and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm gonna get through announcements. We'll get on into our book. So patreon.com/My The Asshole Podcast. Get that exclusive episode every single month, as well as the free episode every single month. Get on in there, support us, start your 7-day free trial, get access to all our content over there, as well as, after the 7 days, it'll be $3 a month. And, just support your boy over there. I appreciate that. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys have been absolutely killing it through the week. What I've noticed is you guys support the heaviest like Tuesday to Friday. Tuesday to Friday is like when you guys support the heaviest. I get it. Weekend, you know what I mean? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you guys are probably just off doing your thing. I don't really release an episode on Monday. Maybe you guys are watching the Sunday episode on Monday. I don't know. But I know a lot of people like to watch the Sunday episode, obviously, because we do videos and we're reacting to that and stuff. So maybe it doesn't really translate that well, listening to it in your car or something like that. So, you know what I mean? It's all good. I just appreciate the support regardless. So keep downloading the episodes, rating us 5 stars on your preferred platform. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of that is a tremendous help, and I do appreciate you so much. Sunday episodes. If you want to watch the Sunday episodes a week before they come out, you can do that absolutely free. And you want to know how to do that? Follow us on Instagram. We will be live streaming the Sunday episodes an entire week before they come out. So if you guys want to watch an episode live on Instagram a week before it comes out to everybody else, definitely get on in there, all right? And come check us out. So follow us on Instagram for that. Every Sunday, we're going to be doing that. So if you guys want to just pop in, say what's up, you want to, see what we got going on, topics we're talking about, all that kind of stuff. We try to be as interactive as we can. Don't just come in and say hi, okay? We're not going to really stop the show to say hi to people. That's just not what we're going to do. Come in, have a question, have something you want to talk about, and we'll go from there, okay? That's going to be kind of how we're going to run it, just because we want to try to keep it within a time constraint. We don't really want to go like 5-6 hours on an episode. We just don't want to do that. We want to keep it in a good time constraint because it is going to be recorded and it is going to be later uploaded. So we don't want to have to go through all that. All right. But come on in, hang out, all that good stuff. Even if you just pop in, you know what I mean? You can. That's cool. Again, if you pop in and say hello, then that's cool. Don't worry about it. But again, we're not going to be stopping the show for people who pop in and say hi. We're only going to be just like stopping the show if you have a question or anything like that. We'll address that. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get right on into the book for you lovely, lovely peoples. And let's do the dang thing.
5. Jude. A few hours later, I'm somewhere I shouldn't be. I should be home, but I don't have one of those. My only home, my mother, was ripped from between my fingers in a gruesome scene. So here I am again, tilting on the edge of violence, rage, and something else I can't quite pinpoint. I lean against my bike, my arms crossed, the chilly night air curling around me like a ghost. I barely feel it against my leather jacket slipping off me, like I'm made of something the cold can't touch. My helmet stays on, visor down, turning the world into a dim, distorted reflection. I prefer it this way. Keeps the filth at arm's length. Across from me, Haven glows in flickering neon blue, casting a sickly light over the cracked sidewalk and the half-smoked cigarette butts crushed into the pavement. The irony of the name isn't lost on me. This place is no fucking Haven, just another Stantonville hole in the wall where men rot from the inside out and women learn to smile through it. The air is thick with the stench of old beer, fried grease, and sickening desperation. Stantonville is a shithole, always has been. Its streets sag under the weight of rusted-out cars, busted streetlights, and people who stopped trying a long time ago. A far fucking cry from Greystone Ridge where power drips from every surface and the world bends to the will of men like me. But even in this dump, she stands out. Through the bar's hazy windows I catch a glimpse of her moving behind the counter, wiping down glasses, her mouth set in a small line. She looks like she belongs here, and at the same time like she doesn't. Violet Winters is a contradiction of epic proportions. Starting with her hair. It's not red, not blonde, but something in between, like fire and honey tangled together. It's a little messy, just past her shoulders, with strands that slip from behind her ear when she moves too fast. Then her face, too soft and full of disturbing innocence for a place like this, heart-shaped, delicate, like something carved from porcelain and left in the hands of men who don't know how to handle fragile things. I'm one of those men who keep just wanting to break her fucking neck. See that face shattered to pieces right beneath my shoe. But one of the biggest contradictions? Her eyes, blue and troubled, but not the type that fade into the background. No, they slice through shadows, searching like she's always looking for something that's just out of reach, like right now. She stares out the window and freezes. Her hand holding the glass shakes uncontrollably and she drops it on the counter. I don't hear the shatter, but I see it. In the slight jump in her shoulders and the way her lips form an O. I can almost feel the tremors racking her body like when I cornered her in that filthy alley last night. Violet Winters is scared of me. No, terrified. She should be, because Kane and Preston are right. All my previous targets are buried 6 feet under and she'll join them soon. The bartender, a tall guy with a buzz cut, checks on her and she flinches slightly, but then she forces her lips into this mechanical smile as she picks up the shards of glass, with her bare fucking hands. Naturally, she pricks her finger and the bartender grabs her hand and presses a napkin on it, saying something to which she smiles, awkwardly. I suppose her coworkers wouldn't know it's awkward, considering she always seems to be smiling as if her life is perfect and she's the happiest goddamn person alive. She's not. Subtly, too subtly, she pulls her hand from the guy's grip and bends over, but she's behind the counter now, so I can only see the bartender as he looks down. I tilt my head to the side. What the fuck is happening behind that counter? The moment lasts for a while before he moves at the raised hand of one of the customers. Violet emerges soon after and scurries out of view. My fist clenches and unclenches as I watch the place she disappeared to. She's always disappearing. With a grunt, I hop onto my bike and drive it to a secure parking lot. Then I walk back in time to see them leave. I wait by the corner as Violet waves at the bartender and they go their separate ways. She glances around, probably looking for me, and when she doesn't see me or the bike, her tense shoulders relax and she pulls the hoodie low on her face. That's what she always wears if she's not in her work shirt. Baggy, unflattering hoodies that don't showcase her body. I follow from a safe distance as she performs her usual ritual. She buys sandwiches from some greasy fast food place, then walks back to her shithole of a neighborhood at a brisk pace, her eyes aimed at the ground. Always. She has no idea I'm watching. Not when I make myself unnoticeable. She only sees me when I want her to see me. Though she wasn't supposed to last night. But I couldn't just stand by and let another man play with my toy. Only I get to break her. I watch with a barely contained snarl as she gives the homeless people food, and then cautiously approaches the alley in which I cornered her last night. She glimpses behind her, and then goes in, quickening her steps. I stand in place. If she looks back again, if she searches for me one more time, I'll finish her. Can't impress her right. It's long overdue. Maybe I'll just kill her without the hunt I make every target go through, just so they'll feel the desperation. See a light at the end of the tunnel only for it to be me, their grim reaper. But that wouldn't solve the mystery as to why I haven't ended Violet's miserable life up until now. See, there's one more contradiction about Violet Winters. the worst of all. She's a girl who feeds the homeless while staying hungry, volunteers at multiple charities, and stops to play with kids and dogs. She also checks on people on the side of the road, even if they look forgotten, in pain, or simply done with life. I know not only because I've done my research, or Kane did, but also because I was on the receiving end a couple of years ago. The rain pours down on me, plastering my torn shirt to my body, seeping into the cuts all over my face and chest. I can't walk anymore, so I sit by the bridge, my bloodied knuckles hanging off my bent knees, the sting of raw skin drowning beneath the downpour. My body throbs, every nerve alight in the aftermath of my latest trial for Vencor. Physical, fists, boots, words. The founding members wielded them all like weapons, and they made damn sure I felt every single one. I was tasked with fighting my way out of a literal violence fest, and I did, because Mom needs me to be powerful so I can protect her from this world. Regis, the man who contributed in making me, sure isn't. Julian has always said that the only way to protect those I love is to rise in the ranks, beat up those at the top, and take their place. It's to make sure those who look up or covet my position would end up with a chopped-off neck. There's no room for weakness or second thoughts. A moment of hesitation can mean losing my mom, the only person who's ever loved me unconditionally. So I aced the trial, left the men who went against me in worse shape than me, and finished before even Kane and Preston. I have to check on them, see how they did. But for now, I'm just so fucking tired. As I stare at the horizon where the deep clouds meet the lake, I find solace in the small patch of orange that's trying to slip through. Despite the rain, despite the gloominess, there's that little smidge of brightness that just refuses to give in. And it gives me hope that I'm the patch of orange for my mom, the reason she'll hold on to life. But then, it's snuffed. The sliver of orange is suffocated by the dark clouds, murdering any sense of expectation. The rain pours, soaking through my clothes, dripping down my lashes, filling the spaces between my fingers with cold. It doesn't let up, doesn't ease, just keeps pounding against my skull like a slow, relentless hammer. On and on as if attempting to rinse the blood off of me, and failing miserably. I just sit there, letting it drown out everything, staring at the pavement slick with water and blood. Red is still a color in the darkness. If it's the only hope I have, then so be it. The rain stops. No, it doesn't. Something's blocked it. A pair of beat-up sneakers come into view, water pooling around them, the edges darkened by the downpour. My gaze trails up, taking in the faded jeans clinging to slim legs, a black hoodie pulled low over a delicate face that's covered by thick-framed glasses. But they don't manage to hide the deep blue eyes. Fuck, those eyes. I'm held hostage staring at them, and the conflicted emotions they carry in the clear, bright blue. Perturbed, soft, but also searching. The girl holds an umbrella over our heads, the fabric sagging under the weight of the rain. Blue, just a shade lighter than her eyes. She's angled it more at me, letting the downpour soak the shoulders of her hoodie, dripping on her worn-out backpack. There's no flinching, no hesitation. Not at the sight of my busted lip, the split skin stretched tight over my cheekbone, or the blood smeared on my face and down my throat. Not even at my clothes, torn and damp, clinging to me like the last evidence of a fight I barely walked away from. No disgust, no wariness, just concern. Pure, unfiltered concern for a fucking stranger. I say nothing, just drop my gaze, willing her to fucking go.
Do you need help?
Her voice isn't pitying, isn't careful, but steady, assertive, like she genuinely means it. Fuck off, I grunt low in my throat. The sneakers slide back just an inch, dragging against the concrete, but she doesn't leave. Instead, she reaches into her backpack and presses something into my bloodied palm. A chocolate caramel protein bar.
Sorry, that's all I have. Stay strong.
Then before I can tell her to shove her sympathy up her ass, she does something even dumber. She places the umbrella in my hand and runs off, holding her backpack over her head as she disappears into the foggy rain. That was my perception of Violet Winters, a goody two-shoes who would stop and help as much as she could when others wouldn't even bother to look. So why the fuck is her name and face on the list of people who stood by in a public square as my mother was stabbed to death 20 fucking times? As I watch her scurrying through the alley, I want to grab and shake her, to kill her and avenge my mom. But that would be too easy, wouldn't it? As if feeling my gaze, Violet pauses, glances back, and freezes, her eyes widening and her shoulders shrinking. She shouldn't have looked back, because I'm striding toward her, and this time I will burn that first encounter out of my mind. She's not the girl with the haunting eyes, blue umbrella, and chocolate caramel protein bar. She's one of them.
6. Violet. My stalker has a vendetta against me. In reality, he's not a stalker, but more like a man out for revenge. Jude Callahan. That's the name of the man who's been inserting himself into my unremarkable life lately. I Googled him earlier, after I threw up upon seeing him on screen. Jude Callahan is not only a hockey god, but one of the heirs to the Callahan pharmaceutical empire. Someone who could buy Stantonville and everyone in it without batting an eye. And he's related to Susie, her only son, actually. After that night, and being questioned by the police, I learned the name of the woman I failed, but I never thought I'd hear it again a few months later. This time, coupled with her son's name. It all made sense. The stalking, the reflect on your sins declaration, and his harsh glares from outside the bar's window. It's all my fault. My nails sink into the straps of my backpack, and I stand frozen in place by the coldness in his dark eyes. I can't move. I want to, but I'm unable to. My body has a tendency to give up on me in these types of situations, as if it's just had enough and would like to rest. For a moment. The stench reeking through the alley does nothing to propel me into action. But then again, what's the point of running when he'll keep coming back again? And again, until I'm finally no more. I gulp past the sandpaper taste at the back of my throat as he strides toward me at a frightening fast pace. He is frightening. From the way he's built, broad and tall and muscular, to how he seems to wear a permanent scowl or how his eyes darken in increments, like pools of deep brown that can only be found in the depths of hell. It doesn't help that he's dressed all in black again, though there are no gloves today. The veins on the backs of his hands tighten as he flexes them, and I make out a black ring with unintelligible symbols on his left hand's index finger as he kills the distance between us. I instinctively stiffen my body and mentally prepare myself for the hit. Not sure why I expect him to shove me to the ground like Mama used to, with a palm to my face, because I disgusted her. But his palm doesn't come. And neither does his fist. Both his hands are inert at his sides as he stops a few feet away from me. Despite the lack of violence, I don't release a breath of relief, my body remaining tense because he's close. I can breathe him in, leather and wood, danger and retribution, all wrapped in a gorgeous exterior I can't look away from.
Why did you look back?
Jude asks with a tinge of veiled infuriation, as if I annoy him, like I used to annoy my mom. I remain silent, not knowing what I should say that won't annoy him any further, because that's how it starts. Mild annoyance that escalates to shoves and curses, and then I'm beaten up and locked in a closet. I can never go back to that closet. I can't do closets. Just the thought quickens my breathing and fills my turbulent headspace with smudges of red.
Why the fuck aren't you running, Violet?
Jude's booming voice pulls me out of my sinister thoughts, and I jump a bit. I hate how I immediately slide to the edge whenever anyone yells. I'm not an idiot. I know it has to do with the cocktail of traumas Mama gave me instead of affection, but I don't know how to fix it. Or if I ever could. What's the point? I whisper, looking down at my shoes, at the neatly tied laces and the scratched up white fabric.
What's the point?
He repeats with an edge, stepping forward until his black boots are in my field of vision, big and intimidating like the rest of him. Yeah, I lift my shoulder. It's not like I can outrun you.
Look at me.
I lift my head because the firm tone suggests retribution if I don't. I immediately regret it. Eye contact with Jude is no different than being dragged into the depths of a somber forest with no way out. Prickling hate and volcano-level rage shimmer behind his brown irises, and the hopeless part of me that feels others' pain before my own can actually see his. It's convoluted, like it's become something darker and more vicious, but it's there. And some stupid part of me would love to ease it a little, make him feel better. Somehow, some way. I can help him, screams my naive side, knowing my death would do him the greatest favor.
If you think you can't outrun me, should that stop you from fucking trying, Violet?
He's speaking in that tone again, somewhat angry but also frustrated. And I don't understand why he seems pissed off that I'm not running. Isn't that what he wants? It would be a waste of both our time, I say.
With that mentality, it sure fucking would be.
I don't know what you want me to say or do. If I run today, so what? You'll be back tomorrow or the day after. It's not like I can run or hide forever.
No, you can't. Not when that's your train of thought.
He steps forward, and my leg twitches to step back as I look down at the shortened distance between our shoes.
I said, look at me.
His order makes my body tense up with both discomfort and something else I can't quite pinpoint. I halt, my nails digging harder into the backpack straps. The wound from when I picked up the shards of the glass I dropped when I saw him across the street earlier throbs in needle-like pain. All I want to do is touch my wrist, but I don't want to draw his attention to it again.
How the fuck did you survive this long with that mentality,
He tilts his head, watching me like I'm something broken he's trying to dissect.
It's like you're asking to be killed.
If that'll give you the revenge you so desperately seek, I don't mind. Something shifts in the air. His expression, always sharpened by rage, falters for a second. His eyes widen, not dramatically, but just enough to let me know he wasn't expecting that. Then, just as quickly, they narrow to slits, calculating and cold once again.
Is this some kind of reverse psychology tactic?
I wish I were that sophisticated. I let my lips curl in a small smile, but it dies quickly when he doesn't return it. I clear my throat, my nerves tightening around my windpipe. I know who you are. I saw you earlier on TV. It was a replay of a hockey game, and I recognized your face, so I Googled you. I was hoping you weren't related to Susie Callahan, but you are. And then everything started making sense. I glanced down briefly, swallowing hard. I know you're doing this to avenge your mother's death. I understand that kind of grief. And I get it, really. I do. Death doesn't scare me. There's no pain in it, no thoughts, no constant fight to stay alive. It's peace. So if that's what you're after, if killing me would bring you that peace, I'm okay with it. Just let me say goodbye to my sister first, Please, don't hurt her. She has nothing to do with what happened. My breaths come in long, fractured exhales after I finish talking, curling and dissipating in the chilly air. Jude's been tilting his head the entire time, watching me as if I'm a freak show, and maybe I am.
You're suicidal?
He asks with a slight squint in his eyes. Not really.
You are. No one would accept death so easily if they haven't been constantly thinking about it.
I drop my hands from my backpack straps and trace my wrist tattoo back and forth, back and forth. Why does that matter? I'm giving you a chance to exact your revenge, so why don't you take it? Another step. This time his boots touch my shoes, and I step back, but he wraps his hand around my elbow, trapping me, holding me hostage until my senses flood with him. His scent, his size, his rage, his piercing disapproval. It's all too much.
You want me to kill you because you didn't have the guts to end your own life?
My lips part, and I'm shaking now, my whole body going into shock.
Tell me, Violet, do you think you deserve the easy way out?
Isn't your purpose to hurt me and make me pay? My voice is on edge for the first time since I started speaking to this prick.
Not if you welcome it. Where's the fun in that?
I purse my lips, my heart thundering against my rib cage until I'm nearly panting. Maybe I'm having a panic attack. Or a rare rage fit. I don't even know. This man suffocates me. His words are like invisible hands around my throat that I can't breathe through.
People like you who wear the robe of a saint to camouflage rotten insides don't deserve the finality of death.
He leans in farther, and this time, my chest that's rising and falling in erratic breaths brushes against his solid muscles.
I have to figure out a better way to make you pay for your sins.
He's speaking so close to my mouth that his exhales rush along my lips, and I can taste mint and a hint of alcohol on his breath. The overpowering smell saturates my senses, but I have no choice but to stare at those dead eyes and the blatant sadism shining through them. This is a man who'd crush me beneath his boot without a second thought. He'd dismantle me just for his sick entertainment. No, not entertainment. Revenge. I'd be able to feel more victimized and sorry for myself if he were just some run-of-the-mill stalker, but now that I know his motives, I can only hang my head in shame. What am I even supposed to say? That I'm a coward?
You know,
his chest rises and falls in a quicker rhythm, and it's contagious, making mine just as frantic.
I've killed 6 of the people who watched my mother being stabbed to death and did nothing. You're number 7 on the list.
I'm sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
His face is closer now, peering into me, and I'm scared to breathe.
Your apology means jack shit to me.
My lips tremble, sweat beading along my temples and down my back. I really am. I have been dreaming about her for months, and I know my actions are unforgivable, but I gulp, the words balling in my throat, refusing to be spit out.
You what?
I know everything I say will sound like an excuse, and it probably is. But if I had a redo...
You don't. None of you do. It's why I'm slaughtering every single one of you, Violet.
His voice is frighteningly low.
If my mother doesn't get to breathe anymore, why should you? You stood by while she was bleeding in the street, so I decided to be your personal Grim Reaper, one you'll never escape.
My jaw hurts from how tightly I'm locking it, but I remain silent. I don't think he wants to hear me talk. His pain has transformed into hot rage, and all I can do is stand here as he burns me alive. So what if I tell him my semi-dormant suicidal ideations have been a constant itch beneath my skin since that day? Or that I freeze in times of danger, so if the man who stabbed Susie stabbed me, I'd still be frozen to the spot. He wouldn't believe my excuses. I don't think he even wants to hear them.
But I won't be your Grim Reaper.
Jude grabs my nape and my whole body stiffens.
At least not yet. You see,
He searches my eyes, peering down at me with an intensity that burns despite the chilly air.
I would have killed the previous ones by now, after I hunted them down and made them lose all hope. But you...
He runs his harsh gaze over me.
Death doesn't scare you, so you need appropriate torture. What do you have to offer me, Violet?
I swallow and hesitate, conscious that my lips could touch his full ones when I speak, then say, I'm fine with whatever. Just don't bring Dahlia into this.
You don't get to dictate the rules.
He releases me with a shove, back to being disgusted with me.
Your role is to obey.
Obey what?
Me.
He slides his gaze from my shoes up my body, and it's like I'm being stripped naked. It's that uncomfortable male gaze I'm used to, but this time it's more malicious rather than sexual.
From now on, your life is mine. You don't get to die or hurt yourself as long as I don't allow it.
His lips curl into a small smirk, something I've never seen on his face before.
I'll see you around, Violet.
All right. And that has been today's episode. Thank you guys for watching, coming to hang out and all that good stuff. I will see you guys on Sunday for another episode. And then we'll be obviously continuing this next week. So, love you guys. Appreciate you all. Again, patreon.com/MyTheAsshole podcast. Download the episodes as well as rating us 5 stars on your preferred platform. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All the links are down in the description. If you want to see the Sunday episodes 1 week exactly before they come out, then follow us on Instagram. We'll be live streaming the episode a week before it comes out over there. Love you guys. Appreciate you all. Peace.